In the next 10 or 20 years, do you think high street estate agents will remain on the high street? And do agents actually need a high street presence? Talk to me, Richard.
That's interesting, Chris, because we know there is a place for the online agent, and that's fine. It hasn't taken huge ground at the moment. I think it stands at about 7%, and there's a place for that, and that's fine. You've then got the, let's call them traditional high street agency style on the other side of the coin. The people in the middle could be lost somewhere. So I think there's very much a move towards boutiquing your agency,
Yes.
if you like, and part of that boutique element, in my view, is having a branch. If it was my agency, I absolutely would have a branch, because for all the reasons why estate agents like for sale boards or ideally sold boards, is because local people drive past all your boards and they say, oh look, even subliminally, that agent is active in my area. It's exactly the same with a branch, in that you've got local people driving past your office all the time, being brainwashed, if you like, that you are an active agent with real people in a real branch locally and showcasing your style every time they pass.
So is it a case of just putting properties in the window or something else?
I think putting properties in the window is about as boring as just putting properties on your website or in a local property newspaper or whatever. It needs to be engaging. It needs to be able to shout, we are the, well, let's say contemporary. You may be a hunting, shooting, fishing style of agency, and that's fine as well. Shout that. But if you're a contemporary agency, shout that. Whatever your style is, think about it and say, how does my shop front reflect that? I'd rather see one great big screen in the window with something interesting on it than lots of little pictures of houses. And something interesting might be, could be the local news, it could be the tennis or the rugby. It doesn't have to be property related. It has to engage with the local public so they can say, I like that agency because they like the rugby as well. And you intersperse it with must be beautiful pictures of properties as well. So clearly there's a connection between local properties, but keep it rotating, keep it interesting and really engaging with people. So people can say, I like that style of agency. They always catch my eye. And
So not necessarily putting all the properties in. Any other top tips on getting the maximum value out of your high street?
I think it also shows, if you open late as well, I think it also shows that you have real people who are active there. And some agents, they say, oh, we're open till 6 o'clock or whatever, but they don't say why, or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in many instances. They don't say why. They just say for the convenience of our clients. Wrong reason. That's not particularly persuasive. The reason, Mr. Sir, we're open till 9 o'clock at night, or whatever that time might be, is because we're just down from a few doors along from the station, and the people with the money and the people who work late in town, they arrive at the station to go home and they walk past our office at 7 o'clock in the evening. That's our best time of day when the other agents are closed. So we're saying the reason we open until late is to get these buyers.
It's the feature analysis benefits,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
The reason we do everything, so many agents, for example, one of my passions, not having a long period of sole agency. Some agents will say, oh, if someone doesn't like a long period of sole agency, we're happy to scrub through it. I said, no, make it part of your thing. Say, we do not have a long period of sole agency. If you no longer enjoy working with us, you should have the right to fire us at any time. Just give us a couple of weeks' notice. But make that part of who you are and promote it rather than just keep it up your sleeve if you need it. So bring to the front, and even things that appear to be a weakness. Oh, we don't do video tours. Fine. So we deliberately don't do video tours because we believe passionately in getting people around properties and showing them around, so that we're in the right place at the right time with them to use our negotiation skills to encourage them to buy your house. Now, if they're an agency that does do video tours, there's an argument for that as well. But you need to look at all the components of your business, the apparent positives and negatives, which can you turn to your advantage.
Do you think agents are good at that?
I think a lot of people who are new to the business, new to the industry are. A lot of new franchisees who've come from another industry, who've seen the business opportunity here, are quite good at it. But a lot of agents who've been in the business a while are not so good at it. They're just focused on seeing Mrs. Jones at 3 o'clock and putting the pictures of the property. There's a lot of heritage. I think we should be looking at our business and saying, actually, let's pretend to open up in competition with myself. If I was going to open an office next door right now, how would I knock this agent next door off his perch? what's my existing soft underbelly, and what will be the things that I do. And how far off the scale in this you go is extraordinary. I mean, is it fresh flowers for every seller? You know, what is it that you have to do to really engage with that seller to show that you're on their side? You know?
Thank you, Richard.
Welcome, Chris.
Cheers.